Hello, I'm Captain Gamer, and why not? Team Fortress 2 gameplay commentary. I recorded this about 2 weeks ago, so this is before the Pyromania update. I was kind of having a bad night, so I traded myself to Quantum Conundrum and the medic miscellaneous that came with it, and I decided I'm going to pop onto a Valve server and play some Battle Medic. I am currently using the Bloodsaugr, the Quick Fix, and the Solemn VOW. That is one of my personal Battle Medic styles. I use the Solemn VOW because I use the attribute of seeing enemy HP to pick my battles most effectively, because just trying to guess if people have low HP just doesn't cut it for me. If someone has low HP, I can pick them off. If they don't have low HP, I can avoid the situation entirely, or see if my attacks are really doing much damage. Here, I use the Solemn VOW to see that the soldier had low HP and try to pick him off, and then I back myself into a corner, which is kind of a silly thing to do if you are playing Battle Medic, because as Battle Medic, you do not have a lot of mobility options. You want to stay out in the open where you can try to dodge things better, or in most cases, you just want to get out of there. That's the one thing about Team Fortress 2 that I have a really hard time trying to comprehend. If I'm going one-on-one with someone, running away is a very viable option. In fact, running toward where my team is likely to be coming from is probably going to save my life and cause the other enemy to avoid running after me. But what's done is done. I get crit needles here and try to pick off this soldier. Once again, I run the wrong way and end up getting picked off by a crit rocket. If I had run through the other doorway, escaped the soldier so he couldn't have gotten me, then I could have run out into the open, maybe finished that fight, because as you saw, the soldier had little HP going into it. A little bit of background about the weapons. The Bloodsaugr has a life-healing, a life-draining attribute, so that if I am engaged with someone, I can use all the hits I get using the Bloodsaugr to increase the amount of time that I can stay in the battlefield and do a little battle of attrition there. The Quick Fix has a quicker healing rate, and it builds up to its quote-unquote uber charge faster. I try harassing that soldier and end up in the middle of the crossfire. Once again, something you don't want to do as a medic, because you can't really knock people away from you, and since you're a medic, people are going to be aiming for you. I said I was going to be playing Battle Medic. I didn't say I was going to be playing it particularly well. But anyway, charging back into the field, as I was saying. Also, I see this scout is engaged with this demo man, and I really don't like demo knights. It's just a little tick. So I decide to get this demo man to sit down by healing the scout, so it looks like that his attacks aren't doing much damage. You know, I was just coming out there having a little bit of fun. I thought I saw a spy, but then I ended up killing a spy. I actually hear my hit sound here, so that alerts me that there are enemies that way, and I get a little suppressive fire going. Ended up not doing much. One spy fail stabs me, another one actually gets me, so good job, Dr. Bunsen Honeydew. As I keep on trying to say before, the Quick Fix has a special uber charge that does not make people invincible, but it does increase the healing rate. So if you're going up against an enemy that is not giving stiff opposition, it's pretty much as good as invincibility. When I killed that spy before, I heard his dead ringer go off, so I knew he was still around there. And if you recall, he did just kill me before, so it was impossible for me to have dominated him that one time. When you're fighting against pyros, as you saw me doing before, try backing away and leading them into the flow of your needles. That way, you take advantage of the way they just run at them. As you can see, the enemy has a sentry over there. I try hiding in the sentry's blind spot, end up getting picked off by a pyro and finished off by a soldier. That sentry terrorizes my entire team, because up until then, we had no anti-sentry strategies set up. But I actually applaud the red team for managing to get that sentry set up there, because, as you saw, there aren't very many people on either team. This pyro comes in, charges in, and doesn't really end up killing anybody, because I am there with my medigun, the quick fix, to patch people up. Really nice. I know I should be doing the whole battle medic thing, but I am a born career support class player. So more often than not, I just end up wandering around with my medigun, healing people, and playing the objective. Once again, that sentry gun makes things really difficult. And then we actually end up picking off the sentry gun. So at this point I'm thinking, okay, we have the sentry down, and my team is actually not that bad. We could win this. So I'm just gung-ho. I try to follow this scout in, because the quick fix has the additional effect of allowing me to run as fast as whoever I'm healing. And you're going to see that I take advantage of this more later on in the gameplay to do scout surfing, as I like to call it. I notice here that the engineer is trying to reestablish his sentry gun, but he's repairing it as I'm damaging it, and then that just opens me up to get a backstab. I think this backstab was probably the clutch backstab that lost us the match. Spoilers. Because if I had just ditched all of my battle medic ways and went ahead and started healing my teammates, I think we really could have held the point long enough to win the match. But instead, I got myself backstabbed, and I wasn't there for my team. I mean, it was mostly due to the fact that that engineer was really good about setting up his sentry, but I had to take some of the blame because I was the support class. I tried playing the objective again, got triple teamed by the enemies, and we ended up losing the match. It's unfortunate, but sometimes you just get outplayed by the other team. So, bravo Red for getting that sentry up, and this sniper here goes for a really long time without getting killed, but he ends up getting scout bonked in the back. Next round, you're going to see that we're going to go straight for that sentry. We get a few pyros, and they just rush right in there. I go in, healing people, even though the quick fix does not have overheal. It's still worth it to build up the uber charge a little bit, in case you can get use of it. I get into a little bit of a derpy fight with this scout here. If he had been a little more aggressive, then he could have picked me off, because, once again, I'm a medic. What could I do besides pepper him with needles and do a kind of a shoddy job at dodging compared to his superior run speed? I pick off that guy, and right now I'm just trying to play the objective because we lost last time and I sort of want to win this time. I pick off someone else, and you're going to see me get a few more assists. At this point, I think I'm starting to get into the whole battle medic thing. I follow these two pyros in here, keeping them well healed so they can terrorize the other team. I was on fire, and then I wasn't, which made me realize that the pyro actually put me out by using the ult fire on his flamethrower, so I give him a very heartfelt Z2. Go around spy checking, and now I finally build up my uber charge. I look for someone to use this uber charge on, but it doesn't look like anybody is trying to make a push. I was actually curious about getting that assist because I was switching off of my quick fix at the time. Once again, finding someone to pop the uber on, and then I see they have a mini sentry in there, and then this pyro runs in. I pop it on him, and he actually does some good work. As you saw, I actually took some pretty heavy hits, but because the quick fix has really accelerated healing, it kept us alive long enough. They have a sentry back near their spawn, and as long as it stays there, who really cares? I tried following a scout into the enemy territory and ended up getting picked off once again. Without any superior run speed, the ability to rocket jump, or just anything like that, I really shouldn't be overextending in enemy territory. If I ran into, I don't know, a scout or something, and went one-on-one with him, that would have been fine. But what can you do? Popping in here to heal this AFK soldier, build my Uber a little bit, and show off the quadrangler, which is the popped collar and the thing on my right arm there. I thought it looked really cool. The hat I'm wearing is the Humanitarian's Hachimaki, which sort of gives me that Rambo-ish thing going there. I find a pyro here, and I do the wrong thing for the umpteenth time. I should have ran back at my spawn, because probably a teammate would have run out. See, there's a combat engineer. The combat engineer probably would have helped me not die. Instead, I pick off one of the pyros. The other pyro gets picked off by the engineer's mini-sentry, and the engineer gets the clutch extinguish. Very nice. No heals for the AFK soldier this time. At this point, we pretty much have the point locked down. Our anti-sentry tactics worked, and so I just rush out on the field to see how I can help people, and there are a bunch of people needing heals. I overextend, and this time my medic senses tell me there is going to be a pyro there, gonna try to pick me off, and I take him down with my needles. The needles are kind of like a mixture between the pyro's flamethrower and the Demoman's pipe bombs. They have a trajectory, and it is a constant stream of projectiles. So, if you know, and they also come from the lower right portion of your screen, so if you know how to fire your needles, and with the trajectory they go, you can do a lot of work. This time, I commit myself to scout surfing. As you can see, I run really fast, and then I run straight into the enemy stronghold. What is wrong with me? And I have no idea how I survived that. Probably has something to do with the fact that those demo men were using their melee, so I didn't have a lot of ranged attacks coming at me. Keeping the scouts well healed so that they can continue to terrorize the enemy team. And charging in here, seeing that there's a heavy. The heavy goes down, and I see a sentry there, and I said, no! I take out the sentry at the cost of my own life, but no regrets. I know that if I didn't take out the sentry, that the engineer would have advanced it to the front lines, and we would have had a repeat of the first round. And as a medic, my quick fix Uber is not as valuable. And it builds up so fast that just being a little bit careful, I could build it up again if I wanted to. This scout goes really aggressive against... And here's another thing you don't want to do, is run in a straight line ever. Because, as you saw, the demo man launched one of his pipe bombs, and it hit me straight on. If I didn't have full HP, or if he were using the lock and load, I probably would have been dead. This pyro comes running at me, and funny enough, the pyro that popped me off saved my life, because if he had lit me on fire, I would have died there. But instead, he was really committed to trying to get some kills with his reserve shooter, which ended up helping me twice, well, one more time in this round. Following this scout here, I get the med pack instead of him, and everyone let the medics get the med packs. You saw that demo man tried running into me, but my needles were just too much for him. Here's a medic healing a heavy. Who heals a heavy any day? Scouts are the new heavies. I get crit needles again, and this time put them to good use, getting 2 kills off. The pyro once again pop and rocks me, which is my term for using the reserve shooter in combination with compression blast. And I completely forgot what I was talking about before, but that's okay, because we have dispensers to destroy. I don't know what it is about unattended dispensers that makes people melee them. I know that whenever my unattended dispenser gets attacked, I end up picking off whoever is attacking it and end up taunting them because they are silly people. I give this a pyro wild ride with my needles, and yes, let medics get the health packs because they will be thankful, they will love you, and they will give you heals. So instead of you getting the health pack and the medic not getting healed, you both get healed. It's just simple logic. So I'm here patrolling the point and just trying to stay away from the crossfire this time, actually being smart about it. I almost pick this pyro off, but get a lucky grenade on me. And this match is almost over, but let's admire this demo man. Yeah, I just love that kill cam. And there's a completely oblivious sniper, but that's okay, since the pyro got completely destroyed. There's a guy in voice chat telling people to, pyros, to use their right click to extinguish people, which is a very good tip. We don't quite win the round yet, because there was a Coniferous Kunai spy sort of giving us a rough time. The spy goes down, and the entire team just pretty much charges the point. Here's a heavy trying to finish this off, and I finish him off. Feel kind of bad for stealing that scout's kill. Once again, we pile onto the point, and the match is over. I actually top score in second place, which made me feel good. And that will be the end of the gameplay. I get team swapped after this, at which point they say, okay, that's a good time to stop. And, thank you for watching. If you like this, please tell me so. Bye-bye.